Hi friends, and welcome to my new gameplay series around Dyson Sphere Program. I'm Icon and I've been very excited around this project. So if you're new to this game, long story short, your job is to build a Dyson Sphere. A Dyson Sphere is a theoretical construct which is designed to absorb all the power one star is generating at once. We have no clue how that could be done nowadays. It's only theories, so nobody knows if it would really work like that, but we get to try out a theory of this with this game. Very exciting stuff. We get to utilize an entire cluster of stars for that, so this game is basically Factorio on crack. At least that's what I hope of it. We're seeing here an extremely early access build of the game, and I've acquired enough knowledge to know how to build stuff, research stuff, and control myself around this world, and this video series is designated to all the people which are also new to the game and want to explore the world of this wonderful new game together with me, or just want to see if they like the game or whatnot. So this gameplay series is all about experimenting around with the game and seeing where it will lead us. So let's get right started. So sadly we can't turn off the tutorial voice, so I'll have to fight to get this guy muted. So early access,
Welcome
like I said,
to the actual universe.
So let's see.
You may find it's different from our homeland. Should you be able to adapt to the laws of physics?
They tell me
that
I can left click to
and will help you through this mission.
abort that, but I can't. But well, let's leave the advisor a little bit room for his speech. I really liked that intro, so I want to roll that through. So alongside to this video series, I plan to do tutorials and a lot of other content around building base games.
And the pioneer of the Dyson
So feel free to check out my channel, drop a subscription or something like that. I'd be deeply appreciating that. So this guy is basically just telling you what I just told you, so I hope you don't mind that I talk over him just like the rude guy I am, because we can't shut him up like
now. Please drive the space capsule to the planet.
We will drive the space capsule to the planet. I was really experimenting around before doing this if there was any chance to get this guy silenced, but no. So this is our first planet. Here we go. Beautiful, isn't it? So we will start our journey here. Let's see what'll happen.
Now you are about to reach the designated planet.
I really like how this looks. It's a nice fusion of comic-styled graphics, because this is by no means in any ways a realistic scope, but at the same time it's a nice realism glued on top of it. I really like what they did there. So let's see. There we go. My little mecha has hatched.
This is Icarus.
But luckily now I can double-click this guy and just get him to shut up. I will rely on his help wherever we need it, but right now we really don't need it. So let's first right-click the structure and salvage it.
You can use the same operation to collect resources.
So this was my landing pod, and it will serve me well. We see here this counter, ring, and pressing E for the inventory. Blah. I don't want you talking here. I'm talking. Sorry, guy. So here's some iron ore lying around. So we can basically gather everything around us here. Down here is our power bar for our mechanoid, because we have to fuel ourselves here. I really like how this works. So the first thing I want to do is waltz over there and collect some trees. Right click there.
You can hold down.
Yeah. I'm very happy about the versions when we get the freedom to turn off the tutorial at this point. Every content creator will love the devs for that move. So let's just collect a few of those. Just right clicking. We can just shift click or hold down shift while right clicking to queue up several processes just like that. That's what he tried to tell me here. So the wood itself ain't that interesting for me right now. I'm out for the plant fuel, because that's just well, I guess I can use that. And this is recharging my battery. So how to get started. We need to get started with the basics. So, research. This is the research tree of the game, and judging from what I see here, well, this is just an early access. I like what I see so far. So that's me going through the stars, and the first tech is electromagnetism. It will unlock wind turbines, Tesla towers, and mining machines. So, pretty basic stuff here. We invest a certain material to unlock the technology. The whole game works like that. You put into the research menu these materials, and then you can unlock the technology. Good stuff. Also, the game features a extensive upgrade menu for your mechanoid, which works just like the research. You put some materials into it, and then you can upgrade the mech's battery charge. I really like that. Like what I've seen so far.
You have not unlocked.
Come on, leave me alone. I know what I want to do here. So, first steps, we need to unlock electromagnetism. So we activate that, and now we need those magnetic coils. So the window tells me I need these items. Let's get out there. Press E, press F. E for the inventory, F for the replicator. This is our crafting menu. So if we click here, we see that we have enough materials to cycle this process 5 times. Those are the leftovers from my rescue capsule. So luckily for us, we will receive 2 units of that coil per production process. So we do that 5 times. Cheers. It's a sip of tea. Now you see the research is happening, and we're just enjoying the sunset here. I really like how this looks, honestly. It has a beautiful light effect going on. So we have now access to machines which make the first steps towards automation possible. So, let's check out the vicinity. This is the planet we can work with. Right now, we have not unlocked any technologies which give us the ability to see mineral veins and such more easily. I can look for them, like that's coal, and that's stone, that's iron, there must be some copper, but sadly this isn't useful for us right now. I know up ahead here I have some iron, and I haven't discovered any copper yet, so we need to scout around a little bit, but I'd say I'll start out and gather some of that iron. Oh, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? I really like what they did there. And this is just the beginning. So we're now... Yeah. We're now rotating. So this arc in front of it is kind of like a scoop, where this machine is scooping in the materials. So we can't... I guess that's the best thing. You can hold down Shift to disable the grid snap, but most of the time I guess grid snapping is okay. I'm not sure right now, but we're gonna build it like that. The little white space at the rear is the output slot, where we are gonna connect conveyor belts later on. So now this thingy needs power. So let's give it power. We're gonna create a wind turbine. The blue circle is not the radius, or it's also the radius where it gives power, but it's also the radius which hinders you from putting down the next one. That's what I've discovered so far. So this mining machine is now just doing what a mining machine is supposed to do. It's producing iron ore for us. If we're nerdy about stats, we can here mouse over to see it gathers 30 pieces of ore per minute per vein. So since we're right now working on 5 veins, that means we're at 150 per minute, which translates down to 2.5 per second. So that's the start. I hope we don't have to calculate that by ourselves forever, because that's one of the things I really like to use mods for. I also like to calculate, but good. Now, next technologies will be basic logistics system. I guess that is really interesting, but, well, if I don't have anything to connect each other with, I don't need logistics. So let's go for metallurgy. So let's activate that. So we're gonna need magnetic coils and circuit boards. So also I want to check out, press F, what I need for the mining machine. The mining machine needs a lot of iron and copper, so I'll need both of them. We can extract iron ore out of this machine, press F, and just go forth and handcraft a few of those. So we can queue that 50 times, because we all know we need to handcraft at the beginning of games. So back there is more iron, coal. I have no clue what that might be, but it's definitely not copper. Well, zoom out as far as possible and see what we can do. So, well, I'll take a grab. I have no clue what I'm doing here, because titanium ore, apart from taking a first look around, I didn't really dig deeper into the game because I wanted to do that on camera. So I see some copper back there, but that's really very much back there. So I like this one. They look quite easier to connect. Crude oil. Oh man, everything is here that I want to see. It's like the base builders all-stars are lining up to greet me. So I go into jetpack mode if the water is too deep. I like that. So here's some copper. I'll just right click there and sip in some copper ore, because we will need some to trigger that research. Also, I want to build yet another miner who's supposed to gather up that ore for me, because I don't want to do this like that forever. This is humiliating. If you're riding such a huge mech, you don't want to sit down and weld copper ore forever. Although it's looking quite adorable, don't you agree? Quite a serene look. Okay. So, if you're interested, the background story of this game is also quite cute, like I thought. So, the narrative behind this game is the humanity itself has mostly uploaded themselves to virtual realities where they can basically live forever. But virtual realities are cool and they can't die anymore. That's all fine and dandy. But this all needs lots and lots of power to run, because without power this whole dream shatters. So my job is to be out there in the actual universe, build a Dyson Sphere and save humanity. Lovely, isn't it? I really like that narrative. It's friendly. For me as a long-term Factorio player, I'm not used to friendly narratives. So let's churn some logs into my mech. Reload my battery while I'm pondering about the friendliness of this game. Alright, if I can, I'd really like to build a miner here. So I'd need to produce magnetic coils. Lack of material. Well, why can't I produce magnets? Because I don't have iron ore, because we craft those out of pure iron ore. I see. That's an unexpected turn of events. Wait a sec. So there are... I want my miner back. So I can also just right click there and hover there. So I really appreciate these little quality of life things the game does here for me, because I really enjoy how movement works so far. Well, let's see. I must also admit that I've grown quite skeptical during the years with games. So let's get going with the tech. So whenever there's a new release, I'm like, well, let's see if it's really that good. But so far, I have to admit, I'm pretty convinced from what I've seen so far, honestly. Alright, so these coils, they need magnets and copper ingots. So we now got the raw materials, and that's just a basic handcrafting process as we all know it from Factorio. So we handcraft the necessary bits, dits and dats, and we get to unlock the automatic metallurgy. So we receive smelters for that, and that's where the need for logistics actually arises. So logistics will go quite similar. We're gonna need circuit boards and gears. So gears are just pure iron, nothing special about that. Boom. Automatic metallurgy. We have now access to smelters. So let's activate that research as well. And let's use the wonderful queuing function of this game and just keep doing our stuff out here. Because I really want to dismantle those machines, because I really like the spot back there a lot more. Because iron and copper are very close together there. Pretty good beginning spot. Because I strongly assume that we will just set up a beginner's base, something where we start out our beginning stuff, explore how building of larger arrays works in this game, and then we expand somewhere else. I mean, there's lots and lots of water on this planet obstructing my path, so let's see how that'll work. Okay, we got the basics nailed down. We can now smelter stuff. You don't talk now. I'm talking. So we need to go for one more mining machine because I want to do both of them. Also, at least one Tesla tower more to connect stuff, one wind turbine more to have more power, and luckily I got a few freebies with those smelters when I completed the research. Okay, so my first goal for now is I want to set up some automated smelting facility. The basics, just the rough basics. So let's do that. We can either access our stuff from the inventory like I do here, or you can just use these menus like this. The little number down there is telling you how much stuff you have in your inventory. So far everything is pretty convenient and I enjoyed it. So let's put up the iron smelter right next to the miner. So these white dots you see around the smelting machine are the connectors where the machine can be connected with inserters. So let's do this right together and let's connect these guys.
Which can... When putting a conveyor belt,
so
all you need to do is determine the starting point and the end point of it.
And that's just it. Now we set down a wind turbine, which will power these guys instantaneously. And now we will need... That didn't work, they didn't connect. Last time I tried that worked just perfectly. So here we go. I needed to connect with the white square correctly. So we need to have one output tile at least. And now we can go further. So now I need to do these guys. The sorter is the equivalent to an inserter. So you hold down the mouse button, the left mouse button on the machine, right next to and move the cursor over the white square and then release. Left click much more. I don't know if that's really the way it's meant to be done, but it works like that for me. I have to discover the controls thoroughly. So this smelter is now waiting for a recipe. We're going to give him some iron ingot recipe, and let's see.
After selecting the recipe,
He's not working like that. The sorter is not doing what he's supposed to do. Alright, let's see what I did wrong there. Let's try it one more time. No, that didn't work. Ah, here I see what I did wrong. So, I'll do it once more with a little bit more feeling. So, that would be output. I straightly looked away from that little window showing up here. Output 1.5 per trip. We don't want to output, we want to input. So we start we put the cursor over the conveyor belt, hold down the left click, and then move the cursor towards the machine, and then left click again. Or no, you don't need to hold one click, and then you can move it towards where it's meant to head. Okay. So, fumbly explanations aside, we see here how things work out quite decently. Let's see, do they... Yeah, they do need those. You
have done building the first power transmission facility, Tesla Tower.
So,
it can carry out short-distance wireless power transmission.
We have way less production than we need. So, these smelters are already quite power-hungry. That's something I notice. So now we're producing 600 kilowatts. That's still not enough. Let's go for more. And there I was so sure about the way these thingies worked, control-wise, and I was wrong again. Whoopsie. Well. So I don't think I need the Tesla Tower here. Let's dismantle that. I really like that you can just take back whatever you build here. It's a very friendly system we all know and like. Go. So now this little grid here has all the stuff it needs to work out nicely. So all I'll need now is a storage container. Luckily I got a few units of stone in my inventory while back when I was looting that titanium ore, so let's create a container for those ingots, because I feel like we might be needing it. So, let's see. Can I do this like that?
You built a storage.
Leave me alone. So, bridge too close. Okay. So at least the game already understands what I want to do. That's good. So, now they bridge like that. Okay. And that's just what we needed. Awesome. So, now I do know that I will need 3 wind turbines to get the job done. Apart from that, I have everything it takes to connect these things. Where was the copper again? There. To do just the same for the copper. I know that this is a very basic setup and not really much, but at least I won't be smelting ingots myself anymore, you know. So here we go. Let's see if I can't do that faster this time. And I'll need yet another storage container. Boom. Let's see if I can do it faster this time. Production smelter. So I wonder if we can't just bridge that like this together. Let's try that. Just want to experiment a little bit, you know. So, no, you can't use these as starting facilities here, I see. Okay, now let's put up a little bit of a conveyor belt here, and let's just pipe it out like that. And one of these guys, going for copper ingots. Let's put up one of those guys. Input. This time it worked from the first time. And now we place down the wind turbines. I want to, well, no, I want to stay away a little bit more from the ore patch, because I will later need to expand that ore patch with more miners. So let's place down the power grid like that, and now we have finally an excuse to work with the Tesla towers. Everything here is working super smooth so far. I really enjoy. So let's bridge that. Okay, now automated access to the basic ingots, which is really awesome. I only need more stone now. But let's have a look at the tech tree while my mech is collecting stones for me. I want to see if that works like that, or if the game pauses. No, it works. So, electromagnetic matrix. As the foundation of all technology, electromagnetic matrix is one of the base source codes that keeps the center brain simulating. The center brain is the computer that keeps all those virtual realities alive that I was talking about. Keep uploading it to the center brain can activate more technology researches. This tech gives us access to electromagnetic matrices. One of the 5 basic source codes that keep the center brain simulating. So we need to produce those. We can produce those out of those copper cable thingies and the circuit boards, and we get access to matrix labs. I have no clue what matrix labs actually will do, but I sure want to discover that. I will research automation rather soonish too, but not yet, because I really want to see what kind of needs we have, you know, so there we go. Hundreds of ingots already flowing into my pockets there. The only thing lacking is a little bit of raw iron ore for my handcrafts, but that's okay. Okay, so let's double click the manual research. You all automatically get a focus on the items here with the replicator. I don't really like that. So let's key that and do the handcrafts. Okay, we got the basics done, and this I really like that this all is quite self-sustaining. Coal. I have no known use for coal so far, but whoa, my batteries are running low. So let's go and fetch some trees to eat. Yeah. We got this under control. Yum. I really like that. This game's a lot of fun so far. Oh, what's that? Organic crystal. High-grade chemical product. Used to produce higher strength crystals with crystal structure. It can also be directly gathered from rare organic crystal vein. So we have discovered the electromagnetic matrix. Thanks. So that one time, I wouldn't deactivate that advisor dude. He stays silent. What a shame. So, let's drop one of those matrix labs down and see what it does. Huh.
Matrix lab. You can use it to make super matrices, or research technologies that require them to unlock. The super matrices are the source code of the center brain for maintaining the homeworld. You can upload as many super matrices to the center brain as possible. You can be benefit to unlock more actual world technologies by operating the homeworld simultaneously.
So that really didn't explain it to me in any particular good way, but that's okay. One thing has to be mentioned, this game comes straight from China to us, so being the game early access, the translation is a little bit bumpy at times, but we're gonna get there. I do appreciate that the translation is good enough to understand what the game is all about. That's already a good start. I've had worse translations, that's all I want to say. So let's gather up those copper ingots and research the next tech. I think the Matrix Labs will be playing a role in automated science, but right now I don't want to know anything about automated science or something like that. We're far away from that. Okay, so let's go hand science, and let's see what that has in store for us. That's also going to be the preview for the next episode, because I feel like this is a good start here. This was a nice entry show. Well, let's see. Let's assembling machine MK1, the basic assembler. So let's drop down one assembler and use that as a preview for the things to come. So the assembler, I bet, works just like I assumed. It is able to produce whatever I wanted to produce. Most interestingly, well, yeah, the magnets themselves are being produced by smelters too, I suppose. So now we are able to produce truly automated, so that's gonna be the next step. Tech-wise, we can now access fluid storage encapsulation, but we will need electromagnetic matrices for that. So we have now left the baby steps phase. Now we will go for a little bit more than that. Alrighty friends, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourself as much as I did, and feel free to drop me a comment down below, leave a like, or even a subscription to my channel if you want to stay tuned. Like I mentioned, I have already pretty much fallen in love with this game, so expect more content like this. And on my channel you'll find tons of other builder game stuff, and yeah, if you like strategy games and generally building games, you should be giving my channel at least a glance. Apart from that, if you're really interested, in the description down below you'll also find a link for my Discord server, and you'll find release schedules there and also a lot of fine people ready to say hi to you. Alright, enough of that, have a nice day. See you soon. Bye-bye.